In a significant diplomatic development, China has signaled a notable shift in its posture toward Tehran, with Beijing now openly urging Iran to keep the Strait of Hormuz open to international shipping. A message widely interpreted as quiet but unmistakable pressure on Iran to avoid a full military confrontation with the United States. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi held a telephone conversation with his Iranian counterpart on Wednesday, during which the two sides discussed the rapidly evolving situation around the Strait of Hormuz. The exchange, while framed in the careful language of diplomacy, carried an unusually direct message. According to a statement released by China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Wang Yi stressed that the Strait of Hormuz must be restored to a normal, functioning shipping corridor and must not be closed again. He emphasized that freedom of navigation through the strait is not merely a regional concern but a matter of global economic stability, affecting every nation that depends on the flow of energy and commerce through that narrow but critical waterway. Wang acknowledged that Iran's sovereignty and territorial integrity are legitimate interests that must be respected and protected. However, he made equally clear that those interests cannot be used to justify blocking one of the world's most vital maritime passages. In effect, Beijing told Tehran, "Your rights matter, but so does the world's right to open seas." Wang also noted that the current situation is evolving at a dangerous pace and has entered a particularly delicate phase. Despite this, he said the window for peace remains wide open for Iran and urged Tehran to pursue a ceasefire and enter negotiations, a path he described as beneficial not only for Iran, but for the entire Middle East and the broader international community. Observers and analysts have interpreted Wang Yi's remarks as something far more pointed than routine diplomatic commentary. The Chinese foreign minister, speaking to one of Beijing's closest partners in the region, was, in effect, delivering a stern warning: Iran's current position is untenable, and China is no longer willing to offer unconditional backing. The underlying logic is strategic, with the United States having deployed an overwhelming military force to the region, including dozens of warships, nearly 100 combat aircraft, and close to 10,000 troops positioned across the Strait of Hormuz, the Red Sea, and the Sea of Oman. Beijing has concluded that Iran simply does not possess the military capability to successfully block or control the strait. Were Iran to attempt a closure and fail, the outcome could be catastrophic, the strait falling under effective U.S. military control, dealing a massive blow to both Iranian leverage and Chinese economic interests in the region. China's calculation appears to be this: it is far better for Iran to negotiate and preserve some standing than to fight and lose everything. The urgency of Beijing's intervention is underscored by the rapidly approaching deadline on the existing ceasefire arrangement. Iranian officials have confirmed that the current pause in hostilities will expire on April 21st and will not be extended. This leaves an extremely narrow window for diplomacy before military operations could resume. A second round of U.S.-Iran negotiations is reportedly underway, with talks expected to take place on American soil in the coming hours. However, Iranian representatives have indicated deep skepticism that the United States is genuinely seeking a mutually acceptable agreement, viewing the negotiations more as a mechanism to compel Iranian compliance with American demands rather than a good-faith diplomatic process. Iran's chief negotiator has suggested that extending the ceasefire would at minimum allow both sides to better understand each other's positions and potentially build the groundwork for a sustainable agreement. Analysts, however, note that Iran may have an additional reason to seek a prolonged pause. The time is needed to reorganize its defense systems and rebuild military capacity, significantly degraded by 40 days of intensive strikes. The scale of destruction inflicted on Iran's military infrastructure over the past 6 weeks has been staggering. U.S. and allied forces have struck more than 12,000 targets across Iran, with a combined total of over 30,000 missiles fired during the campaign. Iranian naval forces have suffered catastrophic losses, with more than 60 warships destroyed, effectively eliminating Iran's ability to project maritime power in the strait. Perhaps most critically, Iran's integrated air defense network, long considered a cornerstone of its deterrent strategy, has been severely degraded. Its inventory of ballistic missiles, drones, and cruise missiles has been sharply reduced. Analysts assess that Iran's ability to launch meaningful strikes against Israel or other regional targets is now significantly diminished compared to pre-conflict levels. Iran is now believed to be in the process of attempting to reconstitute its defensive capabilities during the ceasefire window, particularly its air and missile defense systems. Whether it can do so meaningfully before April 21st remains an open question, adding further pressure on Tehran. U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed that during a brief telephone call with Chinese President Xi Jinping, she gave assurances that China would not supply weapons to Iran, and that any arms shipments that had been in transit prior to the outbreak of hostilities would also be halted. Trump publicly declared this a significant diplomatic achievement, framing Xi's commitment as a sign of Chinese recognition that backing Iran militarily at this stage would be counterproductive. The move effectively leaves Iran without its most important potential source of resupply, further isolating Tehran as it approaches the negotiating table. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has confirmed that Israel remains fully prepared to resume offensive operations should negotiations collapse. Israeli Air Force units have reportedly been placed on standby, with aircraft armed and targets identified. Netanyahu has made clear that Israel will exercise its right to act in coordination with the broader American strategic framework if a satisfactory agreement is not reached. President Trump has made no secret of his satisfaction with how the campaign has unfolded. The U.S. strategy has centered on establishing dominant control over access to the Strait of Hormuz, effectively choking off Iran's ability to use the waterway as a bargaining chip. By deploying overwhelming naval and air assets, including the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group and accompanying support vessels, the U.S. has transformed the strait from an Iranian leverage point into an American one. The economic consequences for Iran have been severe. With maritime traffic through the strait disrupted, Iran has reportedly been losing an estimated $100 million per day in oil export revenues, hemorrhaging the financial resources it needs to sustain both its economy and its military. Trump has been blunt about the consequences of further Iranian escalation. In characteristically direct language, he warned that if Iran were to attack a U.S. warship, the response would be total and devastating, suggesting that such an action would trigger the kind of retaliation from which Iran's regime might not recover. What is unfolding in the Strait of Hormuz is no longer simply a bilateral confrontation between Washington and Tehran. It has become a defining moment for the regional order, one that is forcing every major power, including China, to clarify where it stands and what it is willing to risk. Beijing's choice to publicly pressure Iran rather than stand firmly beside it marks a significant recalibration. China's economic interests, including its massive dependence on Gulf oil flowing through the strait, have, at least for now, outweighed its strategic partnership with Tehran. The world is watching to see whether Iran, cornered and degraded, will choose negotiation, or whether it will gamble on one final act of defiance in the waters of the strait.